Director Martin Scorsese and screenwriter Paul Schrader have brought us some of the greatest films of all time. Those two are truly a powerhouse separately, but together they can do anything. They have brought us films such as 1976 classic Taxi Driver, starring Robert De Niro, and 1980s Raging Bull. Two of the greatest films of all time. They also brought us films together such as Last Temptation of Christ. Obviously, Martin Scorsese has made some amazing films such as Mean Streets, Goodfellas, The Departed, a couple years ago, Killers of the Flower Moon. And Schrader himself is a director, and he directed films such as American Gigolo, Hardcore, and Blue Collar. Three amazing films. Also Mishima, Life in Four Chapters, and Cat People, and many, many other films. And just to, cover all my bases, he also wrote the film Rolling Thunder. Amazing film. Actually, if you want to learn more about some of these films, Mr. Quentin Tarantino in his book Cinema Speculation talks a lot about Taxi Driver. That's where the cinema speculation comes from. Rolling Thunder and Hardcore. But that's another discussion for other day. But just to show that these guys work extremely well together, and when they come together, they make some type of magic, some type of alchemy. Now, in the year 1999, these two men had their last collaboration. The Nicolas Cage classic film, Bringing Out the Dead. Now, for me, this is a classic film. I think it is probably in the top 10 Scorsese films. I don't know if that's kind of heresy with some of you guys, but I do think this is a wonderful film, and I think both of these directors are in top form. I think history and context is kind of key to it. So in the 90s, Scorsese was kind of going through a renaissance in popularity, because you start the 90s with Goodfellas, right? Goodfellas is 89, so that goodwill leads on. And then he did Cape Fear, which was his most successful film. It was produced by Steven Spielberg. And then he did Age of Innocence. And then he did Casino. And then he did Kundun. And again, Kundun, great film, didn't do so well, box office. So anytime Scorsese did something, say, stressful, he always went back to, say, a tinier film. So again, say in the 80s, he was trying to make Last Temptation. It was failing, and so he made After Hours. So this is kind of like the 90s version of After Hours. It stars Nicolas Cage, who, again, at this time is king of the world. He did Snake Eyes with Brian De Palma, and that's how he figured to do this, to work with Scorsese. He won an Oscar, Leaving Las Vegas, phenomenal film, and Bringing Out the Dead. Bringing Out the Dead, he is a ambulance driver, and it covers 3 nights of Nicolas Cage working as an ambulance driver, and guess what, guys? It's not that pretty. This takes place in New York City, and it is this gothic tale of life and death. And you have these modern day undertakers who are the ambulance drivers. And they do more than just get the body, bring it back to the hospital. No, they have to get to the body. If it's dying, they got to try to bring them back to life. The ambulance drivers are the first line of defense when it comes to bringing sick people back to life. And Nicolas Cage character really holds that to his heart. He's kind of pretty down because in 3 months, he has not saved a single person. He is, bringing out the dead. That's all he's doing, right? He's just carrying the dead to the hospital, right? Or he's carrying someone who's dying to die in the hospital. It's kind of a journey of accepting this, right? You're not going to save everybody, but you are going to save some people. It's a very poetic film. It has the signature Paul Schrader narration throughout the film. Cage does that excellent. And it has that post Goodfellas cocaine editing filmmaking that Scorsese was going through. There's times where it's like rapid fire edits, or like the characters are moving rapid fast. Again, cocaine style energy, cocaine style cutting. So this film is over 3 nights, and it's about Nicolas Cage teaming up with another ambulance driver, another partner. So the first night is with John Goodwin. The second night is with Ving Rhames, and the third one is Tom Sizemore. And each partner is a little different. Like John Goodwin is kind of like the practical, right? He is very much like, this is a job. I'm doing this to make money. I'm gonna try to become a captain and open my own ambulance business. Ving Rhames is very much like the holy side, right? He's very theatrical. When they go and save a person who overdose, he's trying to scare these kids into not doing drugs again and going towards the Lord. And then Tom Sizemore, I think it's Tom Sizemore, I'm not too sure, is Nicolas Cage's first partner. And he has like, again, this crazy cocaine energy that matches Cage's cocaine energy. But then he also has this empathy, right? He has like this crazy, like he did a couple of things that were so nice and you didn't expect it, right? It was not expected, right? You think he's this guy who's beating up everybody. Like he's beating up his ambulance pick-uppies, whatever you call them. He's looking for blood, right? He wants something bloody. He wants some action. And then when it's going to save somebody, he does something so, again, empathetical. And it's a joke, kind of. He's making fun, he's making fun of it at the end. But at the same time, it's truly saving the person, just like Ving Rhames was trying to do, right? And then all this, you have Nicolas Cage, who bears like a heavy weight with all the people he tries to save. He bears that on him. He bears the death. He doesn't let go. People at the beginning of the film say, oh, you must see a lot of dead people. And he's like, yeah, you get used to it. But you don't. You don't. It's hurting his soul. Like a lot of soul talk. It's one of my favorite Schrader scripts for sure. For sure. And Scorsese, again, he was trying new things. I don't know how old he was at this time. I think in his 50s or late 40s. And again, it looks like a young man's film. It looks like a young man's film. There's a bunch of sideways, watching the ambulance drive, sideways shot, over the head shots. There's this one sequence where Nicolas Cage is taking a drug, and it's like this beautiful sequence where he's walking through an empty city, picking up the corpses or like ghosts around. And that's kind of what he's dealing with. He's dealing with seeing this certain ghost of this homeless girl he couldn't save. He's seeing her ghost everywhere, and everywhere's a ghost, but this girl is in particular haunting him because he wished he could have saved her. If you save a young person's life, you're basically saving their whole lives, right? You're saving their potential. They're saving what they could have been, who they could be. This little girl died. This young woman died. He doesn't want to live that way anymore, right? He wants to save people, but he doesn't like this heavy burden. But he takes it, right? Because it's kind of like the ending of The Dark Knight, right? Because he can take it. Or can he? Right? You gotta watch the film to find out. I don't want to spoil the whole film. During this whole time, he is dealing with, but yeah, Patricia Arquette character whose father is in the hospital, and Nicolas Cage saved his life, and she's going through her own crisis because she's like, I hate my father, but as soon as I saw him sick or dying, I just couldn't be mad at him anymore. So again, that's very real, right? So many family members have fights and they never see their family member again, but until somebody passes away or is very ill, it brings the family together. It's kind of morbid, right? Like I said, this is very gothic. The tone of the film, the lighting in the film, the 4K is very dark. It's very black, very red. The themes are dark. Again, gothic themes. You know, you could have a vampire running around, and you kind of do have a vampire running around. You have this drug called Red Death. And this isn't a film where you're going to see Nicolas Cage go hunt down the drug dealers and shoot them down. It's not that movie. The Red Death stuff is in the background. You don't even directly deal with it, besides with this other drug dealer who kind of Nicolas Cage befriends because of Patricia Arquette, and they have a kind of a relationship. And I forget who plays that guy, but he has some of the best lines and line deliveries in the whole film, and I will remember them for the rest of my life because he gets shot up and his girlfriend gets shot up, and Nicolas Cage tells him, and he just delivers this line, oh, that's too bad, and it just hits your soul. It's so believable. I don't know, something about how that drug dealer, I'm sorry I don't know his name, how he said that line just hit me. It just really hit me. And then that follows another beautiful scene or shot, at least, that Scorsese does a lot, where he's stuck on the fence, on a iron fence, and the police or the fire is torching it, and you see the sparks. And like he's looking at New York City. He's like, I love the city. So even though the city is so dirty, gothic, death is around every corner, it's still a beautiful place, and it's still New York City at the end of the day. So yeah, Bringing Out the Dead, amazing film. If you're a fan of the Shafty films, if you're a fan of, say, Uncut Gems, or if you're a fan of, Marty Supreme or Good Times, I think this would fit very, very well within those films. It's, anxiety, right? You're trying to save these people, and it's hard. Dude, it's hard, and if you let it dwell in your head, you're gonna go crazy. And Nicolas Cage character is crazy. He's turning schizophrenic. He's not sleeping, right? He's drinking coffee and drinking alcohol all day. He's not eating, right? I think we see him eat once in the whole film, and it's pizza. And how good is pizza, right? So yeah, Bringing Out the Dead, I highly recommend it. Now I want to talk a little bit about this transfer. Again, the 4K is pretty dark, but again, I liked it. I put in the Blu-ray for a little bit. It looks pretty good. Great film. Looks amazing. This film eluded us for a long time. I don't think there was a Blu-ray release, so it was only DVD. And last year, Paramount did like a nice collection of it, but that was sold out right away. So I was very excited when I saw this was released. I got it the week it came out. I watched it. If you saw my collection video, update video, I talked about what happened. I had a scene that froze. So this is technically my second copy. I returned the other one. I got to rewatch it probably to make sure it works. And I did see that scene, and that scene works. So that's good. And with that being said, I took a picture of the digital code. So here's the digital code of that first film. Comment down below if you were the lucky person to get the code. So yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for watching that far. But yeah, great film. It's been eluding us Scorsese fans for a long time. I got a Scorsese collection, and this was a big hole, right? 99 was a big hole, and it was between Kundun, because I got the Kundun, and I believe Gangs of New York. So this was missing. And again, I love this film. I think it's a great film. It's an underrated film. No one talks about it, right? This is like in the same category. Well, After Hours used to be an underrated film, right? I remember when I first saw After Hours, it was before the Criterion, years before, like 10 years before. I downloaded it digitally, and I was like, oh my God, it's a great film, Hitchcockian, funny as heck, Griffin Dunn. I love the ending so much. I love the ending so much. I had a film class that was about storyboards, and I had a storyboard, copy a storyboard. I copied the whole ending in stick figures. Great film. Now it's in the Criterion collection, and people love it, saying it's one of their favorites. So this is the same for me, right? This is a great Nicolas Cage performance. This is a great Martin Scorsese direction, great Paul Schrader script, great everything. Great everything, and I would highly recommend it. So tell me your thoughts down below. If you like Bringing Out the Dead as much as myself, I would probably give it like a 4 to 4.5 stars. I think I gave it 4.5 on my Letterboxd. I was pretty hyped when I watched it, so maybe there's that. But I love the film. Comment down below your thoughts about it. Is it in your top 10 Scorsese film, or is it in your bottom, right? But the thing is, like, Scorsese, like, what? He has like 2 bad movies? Right? And he has 2 bad movies, and then New York, New York, and then everything else, right? Everything else is good to great, right? Alice Doesn't Live There Anymore, great, right? Like Age of Innocence, great. Goodfellas, Casino. I think the only boring Scorsese movie I've ever seen was probably Hugo, but let me give that another shot. I probably would give that another shot. But yeah, guys, I'm going to keep rambling. If you don't know this by now, my name is Jack from Manelli Studio Entertainment. I do film reviews, I do collection updates, collection videos, and some comic book stuff. So if you like that stuff, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 250 subscribers by the end of the month. Maybe you can help me. If you got that code and you got that film, you better subscribe. I'm just telling you right now, you better subscribe, you person who got it. So thank you guys so much. I love bringing these films to you, these videos, and I'm going to do more. I got a couple more planned to do. And if you haven't checked out already, check out my The Driver video. I love The Driver as well. So check that video out. You know what to do then. Follow the instructions. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'm Jack from Manelli Studio Entertainment. Subscribe if you want more. Comment down below your favorite, or comment down below your most underrated Martin Scorsese film. Because, what's your favorite? Is it, Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Raging Bull? Like, those are, everyone loves them, right? Those are the best for a reason, right? That's kind of like a normie pick, but, who's going to criticize saying Taxi Driver is your favorite Scorsese film? Right? No one. No one's going to criticize that, right? Or maybe some will, but I won't. But what's your most underrated Scorsese film? Is it After Hours? Is it Bringing Out the Dead? Is it Alice Doesn't Live There Anymore? He has so many films. Shutter Island's underrated. Shutter Island is so underrated. Nowadays people like it, but back in the day, no one liked it. No one liked the ending. It was that in the same year Inception came out. So Leo had like these ambiguous ending films that obviously Inception people like, but they did not like the ending of Shutter Island. I loved it. I thought it was great, but I'm a huge Leo fanboy, so that's me. But yeah, what's your most underrated Martin Scorsese film? And like this video to boost my confidence. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll leave you with this. Go watch your movies.